Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to just jump into this quick topic real quick, dealing with, some of these end time prophecies, a lot of times, people hear us speaking about certain things or whatever, whatnot, and a lot of those things are maybe a little too deep for people to understand, dealing with politics, war, and just a lot of the ins and outs of some of these a little more deeper things, about, like especially dealing with war and politics and stuff like that, who's allies with who and why does this matter and so on and so forth, like what does it mean when, oh, well, why are we worried about if we go over into Syria, more or less to say, or why do we stop, trying to bang on Syria? Obviously, because of the Russians are over there, and America don't really have the weaponry to match them, or why is it crazy for Turkey to get the S-400 versus the F-35? Sometimes those things are a little deeper for people to understand and see prophecies coming to pass or whatever, whatnot. But nevertheless, there's also other prophecies as well that's coming to pass. That's pretty much just obvious. It's just if you're watching, in your news and things like that, you'll be able to, it's just obviously see. In fact, here's a channel real quick, Jason A. You can go to this channel, and there's a couple other channels like this. I believe it's called The Watchman or something like that. There's a guy, Pedro V. There's a couple of these different channels, there's another one, I can't think of the name of it. There's SOTT, Signs of the Times. That's another good one too, But nevertheless, there's some channels out there like this one here, like I said, that'll go through. This one is somewhat like that, but you have other channels that, they'll go by either on a day-by-day basis and show you the news, all the top stories, especially dealing with end-time prophecies. They'll just, and like in this video, there's really no talking in this video from the person who uploaded the video. It's just pretty much his news clips, and they just take them and clip them together. But nevertheless, there's a couple different channels out there like this to where you don't have time to sit there and watch the news all day and read all the different articles or whatever, whatnot, because it is a lot to go through and time consuming. There are channels that'll go through on a day-by-day basis, a week-by-week basis, and a month-by-month basis, and they'll show you different things that's going on or whatever, whatnot. And this is one of those channels or whatever, whatnot. But I want to play a little bit out of this here video, and highlight some of the prophecies that's coming to pass, like, we see in California, the California wildfires or whatever, whatnot, and then you hear about, the Amazon was on fire, just a lot of different places that was on fire, and, we know that California has forest fires and things like that. Forest fires isn't nothing new, but all of a sudden you having all these damn uncontainable fires on you just a high level, man, and it's just all over the whole planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people would say, "Oh, well, this is weather modification, or Esau's doing this to burn up all the land." Because when you go into what is it, Agenda 21 and the sustainable cities and things like that, and how they want to create all these different areas, pretty much like in the movie The Hunger Games, where everybody's living in a small controlled area, and you got all these off limit areas or whatever, whatnot, people can say, this is just Esau trying to do his little situation like that, in which it could be, and it could be Esau using weather modifications or just other kind of weaponry to start these here fires. But ultimately, who, like the scriptures say, the Most High, roughly paraphrasing, the Most High is, the Most High basically works on the minds of these kings. He turns them wherever so he will, just like the rivers, like the river banks is directing the path of where the water's going, the same way the Most High is directing the path of these kings or these leaders, So ultimately, whether you want to so-called say that Esau is using weather modification or if he's purposely burning these forests up or whatever, whatnot, ultimately it all goes back to the Most High and his prophecies, all right? So you have to also look at these things as like, yo, these are the signs that a lot of people are looking for. People are looking for all these signs. Well, how they would say it, when Jesus come back, there's going to be some undeniable signs and we going to know. People always look at us when we talk about the end times or whatever, whatnot. And they be like, nah, man, we would know because, Jesus told us about these signs. We would see these here signs. But when you show them the damn signs, they don't want to believe them. A couple years back, you could tell people these signs. But again, like the scriptures say about the birth pains, which is the same thing as like a woman having contractions in birth, like she's giving birth and she having them contractions. They start off kind of far apart. So people would see, a little build up here and there, let's say Russia back in the days, when they developed that Satan 1 missile, yeah, they preparing themselves, but look at them now with these new hypersonic missiles and nuclear powered missiles and so on and so forth. See the contractions, and they selling these weapons to everybody now at this here point in time, you know. So, you know, from them in a development stage, from them developing the Satan 1, you know, or fuck it, when Vladimir Putin got in office, you know, and the economy, he got the economy back on track, the infrastructure back on track, the military back on track. You know, that was the beginning, but then it was a time between the time he got in office and started doing all that to the time they developed that Satan 1. Then there was a time between that and the time they developed the Satan 2. All right. Then there was a time after that when they came up with like 4 or 5 new weapons all at the same time. And now they selling weapons to everybody else. And now they actually pushing up against Babylon the Great. So you see in these here prophecies are coming to pass, you know, like these contractions, they're getting closer and closer. But nevertheless, you also have the same thing with these other prophecies. You know, like I said, the wildfires and stuff like that, they've been happening all the time, man. All right. But nevertheless, they're on a highly increased level right now. And I'm going to show a little bit of a video, you know, that's going to highlight these things. And you'll be able to see how the whole earth is pretty much on fire right now, man. All right. So I'm going to let a little bit of this here video play. And we're going to grab a couple scriptures and we're going to close out after that. Lord willing, it won't be too long. All right. I just had this video queued up. Now we don't want to play.
Africa, Australia, the Americas, even parts of the Arctic. From the look of this map, the world is on fire. Hi, I'm Femi, okay? I'm Malika Bilal, and you're in the...
I'm not going to talk too much to the video, but just take a look at this here image that you see in the back. You know, you see all these orange spots as pretty much wildfires, you know? When you look at it from, like, you know, from space looking down, like you see in this here image, damn near the whole earth is on fire, man. You know what I'm saying? You basically got, what is that, Greenland up there, and Russia, you know, Russia even got forest fires, but, you know, you got Greenland in the northernmost part of Russia over there that's pretty much not on fire, which these are all, like, snowed out places, you know? But nevertheless, hey, you still see wildfires in all these different places, man. Plus, with the California fires, man, they had the intense winds out there that shit was devouring everything, man. And just watching some of the videos of people in the insides of their cars and stuff like that, hey, man, and just driving through tunnels of fire, man. Hey, man, you know, coming to pass right now, man. You know, you going through these now, you know. You still got people talking about, I don't think that the Christian church is going to be here through the tribulation. You know, we're going to be taken out before the great tribulation. You know, like, bro, you still thinking on that? You still believing in that? Your ass, you know, it's obvious that you blinded, but nevertheless, bitch, you living through it right now, man. You going through this right now, but you just in deniability. You know, you denying these things, or like the scripture also say, you were blinded. So a lot of people aren't really seeking out these things. You know, you got the YouTube, in which, you know, these things are really coming to an end right now because, hey, this the end all be all, man. Hey, the Most High is about to send Yahushua, you know, and just, you know, turn this bitch out, man. You know, and people are still looking for signs and whatever, whatnot, you know, and also they got the YouTube, and like I said, the YouTube is pretty much coming to an end come next month, man. All right, pretty much, you know, they pretty much trying to silence every damn body and all the good stuff so they can put you know, the shit that they want to advertise on there, you know. But nevertheless, going back to Obadiah 1 and 6, how the things of Esau searched out, how his hidden things sought up, you know, mainly through this here YouTube. This is where a lot of this information is coming out of and going, you know, being re-uploaded too. But we know that these things are coming to pass. So again, you in that mind state about, oh, we ain't gonna be here, you know, the true Christians, the true believers, we not gonna be here when the beginning of sorrows come. The Lord's gonna take us up out of here before all those things, you know. And this is what got a lot of these people pride. Man, this is the damn devil, man. That's why he would have you believe some shit like that. You can be wicked your whole goddamn life. The Lord finna come take you up out of all these things, and you gonna go from living a good life to living an even better life. You ain't gonna ever have to go through no kind of adversity. You know what I'm saying? But this is all delusions. Again, it's clear looking at this here map. Like, yo, this is of a catastrophic event. This is of biblical proportion, man. Apocalyptic proportion. Just think about this. The whole goddamn planet Earth right here is on fire, pretty much. All right. Hey, really, it ain't a country. There's a couple little countries down there in the Middle East that's not really on fire, but hey, everything around them is on fire, man. You see what I'm saying? But we're gonna let this here video play. It's only about 3 minutes. I want to watch.
Stream. This is a look at all of the global wildfires burning this year. Today, we chat with a panel of experts about the rise of these fires and the efforts to prevent them. Be sure and join our conversation. You can tweet us at AJStream or leave your comments in our live YouTube chat. Every summer, parts of Australia.
Real quick, take note to the side left of the screen, November 7th, 2019. Like I was explaining about, there's a couple of these different channels out there that'll go through and they'll, you know, some of this channel is not quite like that where they go day by day by day by day. Obviously, they have sometimes certain topics, like this one's dealing with the weather and stuff like that. But they'll go through different things, you know, all these different things going on day by day by day. And if you watch this, let's just say over a week straight or maybe a month straight, man, you'll know, because they be having like massive bird die-offs, animal, all kind of crazy shit of biblical proportion, where these signs, I mean, you can literally just look at this alone and know that the Lord is about to make his return just by watching just the news events, these type of news events, not people getting shot up and killed in the wars and all these different things and so on and so forth. You can just look at the weather patterns and the animals and things like that, you know. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua left us multiple signs, man, multiple different things that we can look at, so it's undeniable of the times that we living in, man. It's undeniable. So again, if you're just a weather freak or whatever, whatnot, and this is the only thing that you believe in, you would know just by looking at these signs, you know. If you're a technological freak or whatever, whatnot, you would obviously know because of the RFID chip is coming out now. You know what I'm saying? If you was a war freak, you would know because of Ezekiel 38 is coming to pass now, man. You know, but if you was a man of the Lord, you would see all these prophecies speaking all at the same time, and you would definitely know that the Lord is about to make his return. These are the days that the Lord spoke about, man. All right?
Go up in flames. In hot, windy conditions, wild bushfires are common. But this season, an extended drought has caused the fires to spread more rapidly than usual.
One of the hottest summers on record set the stage for one of the wildest autumns ever. Dozens of cities hit record highs in October, especially in the southeast where it hit triple digits. And
real quick, and also they say that prepare for this here winter, because this is going to be the coldest winter ever. All right? Where we're going to have damn near temperatures of like negative 20 degrees. So, hey, man. Hey, it is clear and it's obvious, man. But, hey, just like in the days of Noah, man, you got people eating, drinking, and marrying and so on and so forth. You know, they getting ready to go on Christmas shopping and Thanksgiving and so on and so forth, you know. But little do they know that their whole world is about to come to an end, man. You know what I'm saying? This is that thief in the night. You know, there's plenty of signs, you know what I'm saying? You know, if you was to look out your damn window, you would see the damn jack boys outside your damn house unloading their car. They got the damn bolt cutters. They got their little black masks, their little black sacks or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You could just look out the window and tell these motherfuckers. It's like you hear about 4 or 5 doors, you know, 4 doors closed or doom, doom, the trunk closed. You know what I'm saying? If you just look out the window, you can see the jack boys, but what? They hear those different, you know, the doors closing or whatever, whatnot. They're like, oh, I don't want to hear that shit. So they turn the TV up louder. They turn the music up louder to drown that out. Then they all of a sudden fall asleep watching TV. Then the thief just comes straight on in. But had they just looked out the damn window, it would have been clear and obvious that the thief was outside. That's why it's important for you to be watching these things, man. Again, people have been watching this here YouTube for a bunch of folly and bullshit. And now we get to the end of it all. They're going to be seeking a sign, man. Also going into that Amos, what is that? Amos chapter 8, dealing with the famine of the word, man. All right, they're going to be going from north to the east looking for this here truth, but they ain't going to be able to find it because, look, the Most High gave you ample amount of time to sit here and man, the minute of the Lord, man, we've been prophesying for so long out here on the highways and the byways and on the YouTube and so on and so forth, repeating the same thing, but guess what? They didn't want to hearken. All right, so this is why the thief is going to take you, you know, you're going to be taken by the thief in the night, man. All right, because, look, all these damn signs is evident, man. All right, even these damn non-believers or whatever, whatnot, know there's something strange going on, man. All right.
Was a global heat wave that stretched across much of Central Europe and Asia.
And further north, properties on Queensland's Sunshine Coast are under threat as well, as more than 35 blazes rage across the state. Thousands of people have been forced to flee their homes in Tewantin.
Yeah, you just see that fucking all red. You know what I mean?
Sunshine Coast are under threat as well.
You see what I'm saying? Like I said, bro. You know, now we don't, I mean, now depending on where you live at, you could be in California and you seeing these things like that, but yeah, talk to the people in the California fires that had to drop through that shit. What was the last thoughts that was going through their mind as they was getting suffocated and burnt to death in their cars trying to escape? These are them same proud ass people, oh no, the fires ain't gonna touch me. Fires ain't coming over here. Then it was too late for them to evacuate and they wound up getting baked to death in their damn car. Ask them what it was like right before they damn died, man. They was non-believers before, but they had to learn after by death by pain. All right, same thing here, man. Look at the skies, man. Look at this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? If this ain't an apocalyptic view of some, you don't even really see the fire, but you just know that there's something wrong, bro. Like, god damn, something is wrong with this shit, man. We ain't supposed to be dealing like this. Just like here in mainland America, man, you don't really see blue skies no more. If you get up early enough, you will actually see some blue skies. But, you know, come 12 noon with all the spraying that they be doing, the whole skies had that white mist over there, man. You know what I'm saying? But yet people don't, hearken to these things or whatever, whatnot, man.
As more than 35 blazes rage across the state, thousands of people have been forced to flee their homes in Tewantin. The bushfires in New South Wales and Queensland cover a 1,000-kilometre stretch of countryside. Police have ordered 4,500 people to leave their homes along Queensland's Sunshine Coast. Local radio stations have stopped normal programming. Instead, they're broadcasting advice about how to survive a house fire. Local officials say they're struggling to get the
levels. The cause, scientists say, is the global climate crisis. But how is the climate crisis contributing to these fires, and how do we handle them once they start?
Vera DeRuta and Peter Rosenfield stop to take photos, thinking they're driving into a storm. The clueless couple from Cheshire, England, suddenly smell smoke.
Close the window, love, because we're going to bloody suffocate.
The smoke gets thicker, but still they don't move.
Check this out, bro. They driving in broad daylight. This is broad daylight that they driving in and can't see a goddamn thing, man. Broad daylight that they driving in and can't see nothing because of all the damn thick smoke, man. You know what I'm saying? And these are the signs that's going on. This shit's been actually going on for damn near, 10 years. You can watch videos like this going back damn near 10 years of this shit just increasing. Not saying that, look, oh, well, they've been going on for 10 years, whatever. What? No, that's the Most High giving you these signs back to back. Wake up. So there is no excuse, man. You know, like Yahushua said, had I not come, they would have no excuse. Or they would have an excuse, basically, you know. But now that I come, they ain't got no excuse, man. You know what I'm saying? With all these different things going on, man. All these videos going up on YouTube. The people like this dude here, you know, not just him, these other people as well, too, that sit there and dedicate all their time to just uploading videos about this type of shit for you to see it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this guy has any other channels or the other people like them have any other channels, but damn, for you to sit here and dedicate your channel to be showing these type of things, man, how much more the people that you know, should actually take note to these things and somewhat appreciate these things, man. Like, damn, I'd be, you know, thinking the Most High, like, damn, man, they got, you know, you done had to set up for, you know, some of these people to sit here and put these things together for the minute of the Lord. This is so much information for us to have to go through. We'd be out here for days on end just searching out certain things, but for the Most High to put the spirit on certain people to collect certain information and put it together and then put it back out there so that, like Habakkuk 2:2 say, all right, make it that he that readeth may run with it. You know, it's easy for me to sit here and watch this here whole video and get a synopsis of what's really going on instead of going through each of these different locations around the world where there's these wildfires and putting these clips together and making me one whole image. The Most High got somebody else that already did that, man. All right, now I could take this and put it up in a video and show you about it, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, man, you taking the Most High's mercy and grace for granted, man. You know what I'm saying? All these different people, you know, you got the men of the Lord out here that's giving you the whole breakdown, you know what I'm saying? But then you also have these other people like this that's also doing somewhat of the work, you know what I'm saying? They don't have the whole truth, but at the end all be all, you know, they ain't telling you Israelites, but nevertheless, hey, man, this is also signs of the times, man. All right?
I am actually quite frightened because I know how fast fires. You wonder about
this, yeah, no, but this
people killing. Imagine the speed.
Cars flee in the other direction, then one of them stops.
Mate, get this way. Flames get in here.
There's flames.
Yeah, thank you.
They take the advice and only then turn on the radio.
Emergency warning for a bushfire burning under catastrophic conditions.
Other cars can be seen on the roadside, unsure which way to head. As they drive, day turns to night.
Look at this.
They're now fleeing the outer edge of the Pinery Blaze, which in November destroyed 90 homes and claimed 2 lives.
It's still daytime, and it is pitch black. It's still daytime, all right? And it's pitch black. It's the terror of the Lord, man. You know, people got their pride and shit, but then when this type of shit hit your ass, man, you forced to have to deal with it, man. All right, but you don't want to have to try to deal with this all unprepared, man. It's a horrible thing to be trying to look for some goddamn batteries and some food and some bottled water in the middle of the hurricane, man. It's best to do that before when you know the hurricane is coming. You don't want to wait till the middle of the hurricane is tearing up shit in your front yard to be trying to think about, oh, shit, let me go get some batteries because the power just went out. It's too late then at that point in time, man. All right?
Don't pay. We're going in serious trouble here.
Their engine splutters as ash chokes the air.
Christ.
With the glow of the flames nearby, they drive on into the unknown, finally emerging in looking for safe haven.
Where do I head, my friend? Where do I head? Where do I go?
Keep going, follow everyone else.
The couple is now safely back home in England, shocking friends with their home movie of their fire fright down under.
The world is facing a clear and existential threat, a climate emergency.
That was all I wanted to show in that there video. Hey, you can go into this here too. You know, this is also another prophecy that's coming to pass, right? About earthquakes in diverse places and the waves roaring with perplexity and all these different
That's
things.
the stark warning by a global group of 11,000 scientists. Their report gives simple and immediate steps that could make a difference. They faster than most scientists expected. Without action, they say, large areas of Earth could become uninhabitable.
There are 150 million people currently living in cities that could be underwater by 2050.
I'm gonna just stop it there, and I'm actually grab that real quick before I get into this here lesson. I only got a couple precepts, and we're gonna close out. Let me try to find this one real quick in the book of Luke. I'm gonna read two different verses here. This is Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, famines and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. You know, we got all these different things going on, man. You got, hey, man, they always got these goddamn big-ass asteroids flying past Earth recently. You know what I'm saying? You know, it used to be you might see one of these damn things once every 5, 6, 10 years, you know. Now you having about 4 or 5 of them every year that's happening. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you got all these earthquakes that's happening all over the damn earth. You know, you just had one not too long ago in Puerto Rico, man. All right. It says, and famines, and, you know, hey, you got a lot of famines. You about to have a great famine here in America, man. Because not only with the California fires, you see what I'm saying? This is all the Most High, man. You know what I mean? I'm talking about famines, but then we're going right back to the fires. But the California fires, you know, there's a lot of produce, a lot of America's produce is grown over there in California. You know what I'm saying? And all that's getting burnt up. Not only that, right before all of that, maybe a month ago or something like that, maybe not even that long ago, you had this, how they call it, a blizzard, basically, over there in, like, the Midwest area, man. All that shit was, like, snowed the fuck out, man. You know, they was just under a blizzard. Now it's just turned right back into damn fires and shit like that, you know. And then before that, they was in a major drought. You know, they had a real long-ass drought over there. And all of a sudden, it started raining over there. And then because the ground was so damn dry, they had a bunch of landslides and so on and so forth. Now the Most High's turning up all the damn fires over there. Then in the midst of all the damn fires, he threw out a damn blizzard over there. You know what I'm saying? So what is this doing to the crops, man? You know, they just talk about, you know, with the last little blizzard that blanketed the damn Midwest, that, you know, the majority, damn near all the crops, majority of the crops is a total loss, man. You know, so all the things they didn't plant it earlier off in the year, you know what I'm saying? It's almost time to harvest the shit. And guess what? All that shit is a total loss because it got snowed in a blizzard, man. You know, and the things that didn't get snowed in is also getting burnt up with these here forest fires. Or if not, with the thick clouds of smoke, man, you blocking off the sunlight, you know, and also choking out the damn, the oxygen with the damn smoke, man. You know, so, and then they also just spraying a whole lot of fire retardation on a lot of the plants and stuff over there, man. You see what I'm saying? So look, this is the Most High orchestrating all these different things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the famine, you know, sometimes you can have famine from economic situations or whatever, whatnot, but then also you can have it from how they would say so-called natural disasters, man. But we know that it's not, you know, well, I mean, you could say a natural disaster in the sense of like fire, hurricanes, these type of things, these natural events, but it's all sanctioned from the Most High, man. It's him the one that's, he's the one that's pushing these things out on America, man. All right, but it says famines and pestilence and fearful sights and great signs there shall be from heaven. Like I was saying, the meteors and the eclipses and all these different things happening on high holy days and so on and so forth, man. All right, all these rare ass moons that we be having that you wouldn't normally have, like you wouldn't have like some of these damn different type of moons in like the same damn year. You know, it'll be because like all that is like a big ass clock. So how would I say, you know, like for instance, you know, at 12 o'clock on a regular clock with a hand, you know, with the damn hands and shit, there's only 2 times that, you know, the big hand and the little hand is both going to be on at 12 o'clock, and that's when it's directly at 12 o'clock. You know, it's only going to happen twice, and it's got to go through a 24-hour period because that's just how the clock works, and the gears and so on and so forth, they accurately set for so on and so forth, meaning they're not going to really lose time. They're going to always match up at the same time, you know? But nevertheless, now all of a sudden you haven't, imagine, you know, the big hand and the little hand hitting at 12 every 4 hours now. Like, wait a minute, this is supposed to only happen every 24 hours, but now it's happening every 4 hours. That's kind of strange. I ain't never seen a clock work like that. Well, why would this here change? The gears are all the same set. I mean, nothing in the clock changed. These are the signs that the Most High is speaking about, man. You know, you're having these super moons, these super blood moons, a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? All these different things, like, when you look into these things, they wouldn't normally happen back to back to back to back like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you might have one this year, and one, you know, it might happen, the next one might happen in the next 10 years or something like that, man. But nevertheless, they coming back to back to back. You might have 2 of them in the same year, or 2 of them within 2 or 3 months apart. Let me jump down to verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, like I was just speaking about, and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations. Hey, you have all these global uprisings going on around the whole damn earth, man. Damn near every country is uprising against their governments right now, man. It says with perplexity. You know what I'm saying? Going into all that perplexity and stuff like, well, shit, we could bring out the definition, but nevertheless, it's, let me just bring out what they say. Let me see what they say. Well, they don't even give you the definition. It says one is in a state of perplexity. But nevertheless, it's like you perplexed about something. You lost, confused. You know, what the hell? How did, you know, you trying to figure out how this here shit work. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'll give you something to make you perplexed about. You know, I don't know. Just anything, you know. Well, shit. We all used to rain. Well, fuck it. We all used to snow falling from the sky, right? You know what I'm saying? Normally, snow falls from the sky. If we started seeing, well, shit, there's on YouTube, man. You got places where gravity don't exist, or places on Earth where gravity is weird, or places on Earth where you have like waterfalls that flow upward. You see what I'm saying? That's perplexity. Like, wait a minute. The whole thing of a waterfall is for the water to go over the cliff and fall down into a lower place. But now all of a sudden you got water flowing up the waterfall. How the fuck does this work out? What kind of crazy shit is this? That's perplexity, man. You see what I'm saying? Like, well, what the hell? What's going on here, man? You know what I'm saying? Or you, I don't know. You see some crazy ass shit, man. You see like 2 dogs basically start mating, and all of a sudden they, you know, one dog get pregnant. Now they start having the babies and shit, but the babies don't come out as puppies and shit. The babies come out as ducks, right? We know that ain't gonna happen, but that's perplexity. You know, like, what the hell? Same way here. We got all these damn nations uprising all at the same time throughout the whole damn earth. Like, wait a minute. All of a sudden, all these people just started rioting out of nowhere, man. This was like, I mean, we didn't have uprisings, but it would be one here, one there. Not the whole earth all at the same time, bro. Something is going on, man. All right? And it says, in the sea and the waves roaring, you know, and we was just watching about that, how he was saying there's going to be a couple different places where they're going to be completely underwater because you having all these ice caps melting and so on and so forth, and the tides are rising up and everything like that, man. All right? Verse 26, and men's hearts fell in them for the fear and looking for those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. All right? So now let me go from there to chapter 12, actually. You know, getting into these here forest fires and things like that, you know. And this is why, you know, this here script, this here lesson was based off of this, you know, is giving a little more context to this. This is Luke 12 and 49. You know, this is Yahushua speaking. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth. And what is the fire that Yahushua is coming to send? You know, let me see if I can find that. Isaiah. Come on. Isaiah. No. This is Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right, so basically this is talking about two different things, right? You know, and we understand, we broke this down many a times, all right? Now, speaking on Babylon the Great, it's going to be completely destroyed. It's going to be turned into the lake of fire by way of what? Thermonuclear missiles, all right? This is going to cause that great earthquake where the earth is going to be removed out of her place, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth, you know. When those ICBMs hit down here on America, it's going, you know, from coast to coast, you know, if you have an aerial view looking down, it's going to look like the lake of fire, man. You know, it's going to look like, you know, a lake, a fire in the midst of the ocean. You know, you ain't going to really see no land. You're going to just see fire from coast to coast, because all these different nations are going to be shooting their intercontinental ballistic thermonuclear missiles over here, man. All right, which is going to turn this here place into the lake of fire. Also, when Yahushua come back, you can read about this in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, coming back with the chariots, you know what I'm saying? And he says, and out of his mouth came the tempest, the sparks, and the flame of fire. You know, they was all mixed together. We're just talking about concentrated heat or laser beams. And you can get a visualization of this depiction in the movie Independence Day, you know, when they up on top of that building, and they got the signs, and then the UFOs over top of them, and the UFO opens up, and then all of a sudden it blasts the building. The whole building is just annihilated, you know? Or in the movie The World of Worlds, where they had those tripods, and the tripods come up and they start zapping people, and then they just be being disintegrated, turned into a dust. And the only thing to be perceived, like the scriptures say, was dust and the smell of smoke, man. All right, so these are the two different ways that Yahushua is coming to bring fire on this here earth, man. All right, because ultimately it's the will and the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahushua that Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed by fire via thermonuclear missiles. All right, and also at the same time, Yahushua is going to come back with the chariots. All right. And there's going to be a war in heaven. Let me see if I can grab that real quick. Where is that at? I think that is... This is Revelation 12:7. It says, and there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels and prevailed not. Neither was their place any more found in heaven. All right, so basically, let me keep reading verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. So this is basically going into World War III, all right? In the midst of World War III, because you're going to have a World War III where these nations are going to be fighting each other. But in the midst of all this, the Lord is going to come back with the chariots, man. All right? And with the world called so-called UFOs, and start waging war against these different nations, man, basically. You know, you can also read about that in 2nd Ezra chapter 13. This is what I'm saying. It's all linking up. But nevertheless, when the Lord come back, Esau and them going to be trying to fight against him in they planes and all this different shit, whatever, whatnot. So it's going to be in the midst of World War III. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be fighting each other. Then they're going to turn to fight the Lord, like Ronald Reagan said, how they would just band together to go fight that outside external threat. So this is what's going to happen. But then the Lord's going to come back with them chariots, all right, in the midst of World War III, when they're shooting off these damn nukes and shit like that, and ultimately annihilate their ass, man. All right, turn this here place into the lake of fire. So when the Lord come back, he said he's going to turn this bitch out and set this bitch on fire, all right, by two different ways, through the prophecies of the ICBM missiles, which, let me see. Let me find something real quick. Salakia, give me a second. This wasn't what I wanted, but I mean, this could be the same, but shit, that's just the spirit. Yeah, you can read this all the way through, because it's talking about the destruction of Babylon. But the point I wanted to grab here is verse Isaiah 13:3. It says, I have commanded my sanctified ones. Now, this is talking about going into, because the Lord's going to put his spirit inside of these ICBM missiles. This is the Lord, well, it's going to tell you, but this is the Lord's weapon, his instrument of destruction. All right? It says, I've commanded my sanctified ones, and also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice at my highness. The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustered the hosts of the battle. So the Lord's going to bring them all down the valley of Yehoshaphat for World War III, which you see them coming in now, all right? Verse 5, this is describing ICBM missiles, man. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, all right? Intercontinental means basically from one continent to another continent, all right? Basic and ballistic, ballistic missiles is just propelled, all right? So it says they come from a far country, all right? They're going to be coming from Russia, from the end of heaven, all right? Because when you look at a map, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell, look at a map and you can look on the west coast of America, all right? Look up at Alaska. You know, Alaska and Russia, I believe, is like 20 miles apart. You know what I'm saying? But really, these are the two ends of the earth, all right? Now, when you go on the opposite side of all that is like Israel, the land of Israel. And we know that Israel is the center of the earth, you know what I'm saying? And it's also, that's the birthplace of us all. That's where we all come from. But nevertheless, that's like the center place, all right? But nevertheless, the ends of these things, all right, is going to basically be from Russia to America. That's why over here in America and stuff, they say this is the Western Hemisphere. Then you have the Eastern Hemisphere. But if you keep going west from America, that's the East. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, so it says they come from a far country, even from the end of heaven, from Russia, even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So what kind of weapon is out there now that can destroy the whole land? All right, now you have Russia, who came out with the Satan 1 missile, which they were saying that the Satan 1 missile could pretty much destroy a landmass the size of Texas, and that's just Satan 1. Really, Satan 2 is way more doper than Satan 1. It can hold more warheads, and it can move. It's really unstoppable. Satan 1 is really unstoppable, but Satan 2, you damn sure ain't stopping that shit. And it's got more warheads in it. And they trying to develop it an even smaller weapon to where they can put even more warheads on these goddamn missiles, man. All right, but nevertheless, it says they come from a far country, even from the end of heaven, even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. All right, how ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. They shall be afraid, pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another, their faces shall be as flames. All right, so I can keep reading. It's just going into thermonuclear destruction. All right, so this is why when we read over here, let me go back. Luke 12:49, it says, I come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? So Yahushua is basically saying he's about to come and set this bitch on fire. You know what I'm saying? And how is he going to set it on fire? I just went through the scriptures and showed you basically two ways. You know what I'm saying? One with the ICBM missiles, and the other way is with the chariots. And they're going to pretty much come simultaneously. All right? So this is how the Lord is coming to set this here bitch on fire. But he says, Luke 12:49, I've come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? All right, and what do you see happening right now? Like I was just showing you in those videos, man. Basically, the whole globe is on fire, man. And where is that coming from ultimately? From the Most High, man. The Most High already, he's set this bitch on fire, man. He already got the whole damn earth on fire right now. So, look, man, this is going to get way worse than this, man. You think that it's bad that the whole earth on fire now, man. You know what I'm saying? And now, don't get too simple. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, every inch of the planet Earth is not on fire. But there's a huge majority of the whole planet Earth, you know what I'm saying? Damn near mostly all the countries on the planet Earth is experiencing some kind of goddamn forest fire right now, all right? And it's intensifying around the globe, man. You're hitting all kind of record highs with these things and so on and so forth, But nevertheless, again, Yahushua is saying, look, I'm coming to bring fire and set this bitch on fire. But guess what? What happens if it's already a fire already lit, man? I came to bring the pain, but it's, it's like, man, I came to bring some beer over, but shit, it looked like y'all already got some beer. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's going to be some more beer here then. That's basically what Yahushua is saying, man. I came to bring fire to the party, but shit, y'all already got fire. Well, shit, we going to have to double the fire. He going to ultimately turn this here place, which you know of as America, which is known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great, all right, into a lake of fire, man. All right? Let me grab a couple more precepts. I'm going to close out. This is... Ezekiel 20 and 45. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face towards the south, and drop thy word towards the south, and prophesy against the fourth of the south field, and say to the forest of the south, Hear the word of Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I will kindle a fire in thee, and it shall devour every green tree in thee, and every dry tree, and the flaming flame shall not be quenched, and all faces of the south shall, all the faces from the south to the north shall be burned therein, and all flesh shall see it, that I Yahweh have kindled it, it shall not be quenched. Then said I, Yahweh power. They say to me, doth he not speak parables? All right, just showing you the fact that, look, man, the Most High is the one bringing certain fires. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's controlling all these different things, man. All right, he's the one that's sanctioning these things to happen, man. All these global fires that's happening around the damn globe, man. All right, I'm gonna go to one more. This is Joel chapter 1 and verse 14. 15, Salak. It says, alas for the day of Yahweh is at hand, as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. So look, the day of the Lord is at hand right now, man. All right, and this is what you're seeing happening right now. All these plagues, perplexity, famines, just the demons is running rampant on these people out here, man. All these different things going on. This is the day of the Lord that we're living in right now, man. The beginning of sorrows. The Lord is bringing all these things, because it ain't turned all the way up yet, man. You know, it's going to get way worse than this, but these are the days that we're living in right here, right now, man. People like to push it off. Oh, it's not going to happen in my lifetime or whatever. They want to ignore these things. But look, when it come to happen around your ass, you can't cry for help at that point in time, man. All right, it's going to be too late, man. Because when the Lord called you, you ain't want to answer. So when you go and call out to him, he going to just nimble your ass to the sword. You're going to be cut off by slaughter, man. All right. So it says, verse 16, is not the meat cut off before our eyes? Yea, the joy and gladness from the house of our power. The seed is rotten under their clods, and the garners are laid desolate. The barns are broken down. The corn is withered. You know, going into, you know, again, with these forest fires and things like that, is destroying crops and vegetation and things like that, you know, where they out here farming and stuff for these different things. So it's going to cause what? A famine. And what do you think is going on right now? Like I was just saying, man, in a couple of months, you're going to realize the price of food is going to go up, because all the stuff that they had to plant for this here year is already being burnt up. Also, like I said, there was a blizzard that took place over there, man. All right. So, and they already was struggling because they didn't have that much of rain over there to even begin with. All right. And plus, you also have pestilence, like these different bacterias and viruses, and also little insects and stuff like that that's going into the food as well, too, man. You know, it says, verse 17, the seed is rotten under their clods, and the gardeners are laid desolate. The barns are broken down, the corn is withered. How do the beasts groan, and the herds of the cattle are perplexed, because they have no pastures? Yea, the sheep are made desolate. Now, again, you got not only the crops, but now you have the animals that's crying out. Why are they crying out? Because their lands is all fucked up. Why are their lands all fucked up? Right? Verse 19, O Yahweh, to thee will I cry, for the fire have devoured the pastures of the wilderness, and the flame have burned all the trees of the field. The beasts of the field cry also unto thee, and the rivers of water are dried up, and the fire have devoured the pastures of the wilderness. And what do you think is going, like I said, man, and like Yahweh said, man, I came to set fire on the earth, but what will I if it's already been kindled, man? This bitch already on fire, man. You know what I'm saying? I came to, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to go over there and light this here firecracker, you know, set the firecrackers off, but it's already, the fuse is already lit. So, I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? But it's going to be way worse than that, you know? It's going to be way worse than these things, because the Lord is about to send a fire like, hell, those fires over there, they talk about they had heavy winds over there a couple of weeks ago, which was intensifying the fires in California, you know, but the Lord say, look, he's going to send a fire on the earth this time, but it's going to be a fire that's not blown. You know, so this here fire is not going to be so-called fueled by normal means versus, you know, well, it's burning up the forest, so it's got all the trees to burn up, it's going so on and so forth. You know, it's gaining momentum from that, or the winds and so on and so forth. Ultimately, the fire that's not blown that the Most High was talking about is those ICBM missiles, man. So right now, he's just got the wildfires burning a whole lot of shit up. Then ultimately, he's going to turn this place into the lake of fire with the ICBM missiles, man. All right? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to pull this here out as an observation, looking at the fires around the damn globe and things like that, and going into these here prophecies dealing with these things, because again, it's the writing is on the wall, man. It's clear as day, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that, saying, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well, and salutation and much love for you, Aki, and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong, shalom.